Monster Madness cheats are certainly a relic of their time whilst being criminally unexplored. The only way you'd find out cheat codes exist at all is filler dialogue surrounded by other filler dialogue, and the only way you'd know about the actual codes is a forum post from almost 20 years ago. So today, let's finally shine some light on these long forgotten cheats and show off what each one of them do. Unfortunately, because Monster Madness was scared we'd have fun, this game has built-in anti-cheat, which stops your progress from saving after completing a level if certain cheats are active, unless you're playing on the PC community patch. To save myself some breath, at the top right of the screen, I'll put a few icons to indicate certain things. This icon means the cheat triggers anti-cheat. This icon means the cheat has special text that appears on screen when active. With all that said, let's look at every single cheat and its effects in Monster Madness Battle for Suburbia. Jumpy Anavatone equips infinite bouncy shoes on you. If you already have bouncy shoes in your inventory, this cheat won't do anything. Lazy Man David Sleeper will give you every weapon in the game except Hand of God at level 3 and every item you have access to. That means if you only have Chapter 1 unlocked, you'll only get Chapter 1 items and so on. Sonic Dude is probably the most complex cheat in the game. This cheat is only accessible on patch to Xbox, as it's supposed to congratulate the first player to S-rank every level on Madness difficulty. This cheat introduces a lot of weird mechanics, so let's get into it. If you get hit with this cheat active, you'll lose all your tokens, but you'll let out a shockwave that damages and pushes monsters away, and some of your tokens will drop. Plus, you'll get some iframes. If you get hit with 0 tokens, you will instantly die. If you become airborne in any way, be it falling, jumping, or dodging, you'll go into a spin dash. This dash does extremely high damage and bounces you on monsters when you hit them. You can exploit this by jumping and using a monster form, which keeps the spin dash properties and also gives you the highest DPS in the game just by walking into monsters. I live streamed a whole playthrough of this game with this cheat, so go check that out if you want to see more footage of it. It's really neat. Thomas Williamson's Got Skills will give every monster and player in the game a big head. Except Mummy, of course, because something's always buggy with those guys. If you put in the Konami code on the pre-release version of the game, this cheat will automatically activate. Jeremy Steiglitz Extraordinaire adds the film grain cutscene effect to normal gameplay alongside the motion blur. Thankfully, I didn't yak all over my desk when I tested this cheat. Greedy Josh Java Harry makes every monster drop more tokens. This isn't much on its own, but when you combine it with other token-related cheats, this can lead to big money! Gerard Greenwood Noobs to Zombies will make every monster that can give play give effects when they die. Monsters who don't have give animations like robots or Zemplins just disappear. This also makes every monster one-shot, bosses included. Calm Down David Castile will make your player model much bigger. This has the side effect of breaking aiming on a lot of weapons because the bullets come from the gun, not the camera. Some guns like the minigun and CD launcher are unaffected though. It's really a case-by-case basis. Stephen Baker, the sound effects maker, will give you infinite ammo. I have no idea what this has to do with sound effects, but thanks Stephen. Ian Jones has mind control, will stop monsters from targeting you and will make all of them infight like Doom. You can clear a whole monster fest just by watching the monsters kill each other. Some monsters might break and not do anything like Frankies and Chupacabras though. This cheat is pretty fun as it does mean you can just make a monster's scrapyard whenever you want. Rigel Freeman Weaponsmith will make your nail guns fire level 3 railgun shots instead of normal bullets. These shots pierce walls, enemies, and output a lot of damage per second. Clifton Polly Map Optimizer will put the game in a black and white filter. Tom Jones' good idea for a cheat makes most models, including monsters and players, 2D. This is a very trippy effect at times and has some bugs too. This visually breaks a few weapons and literally breaks some monsters' attacks. This cheat will make you think you're on acid because look at this. Is this guy 2D or 3D? It freaks me out freaked me out when I was playtesting it. Jesus Christ, that stutter was bad. Leave it in. Steve Brooks gives you a high amount of all items you have in your inventory except monster amulets. On the Xbox version though, it actually only doubles your items. Afshin Tufigian mixes it up, will make characters say the dialogue of other characters alongside their own, fit with lip syncing too.
Vengeance! Zombies? My parents are gonna kill me!
They're coming through the walls? At least these guys are persistent.
I think there are a lot of zombies in the garage, but it's dirty in there.
Ariane DeFazio with Flare. This cheat will cut off any balls from your character and inflate their breasts while also giving you Jennifer's skin. Also, this removes the headset for the boomerang, which makes it look like you have laser vision.
Benjamin Lee Gets Desperate will increase your damage the lower your health is. For example, zombies take 2 melee swings to kill, but only 1 when you take damage. The damage increase is pretty noticeable too, as it even lets you kill fat zombies in a few nail gun shots when it normally takes whole clips. Jake Martin, like some scary, makes every monster have a much bigger model. This makes their hitbox ginormous and also breaks Captain Bones for some reason. Zach Fowler, like some shiny, will make every monster gold, even bosses and monsters which normally can't be gold. This has the side effect of making every gold boss almost one-shottable. Lee Perez enhances weapon size, will make all of your weapon models much bigger. I mean, again, not much to say there. They're just bigger. Pretty cool, I guess. Matt Farber makes it multiplayer, makes every monster take on the model of one of the 4 playable characters, and yes, it looks just as horrifying as it sounds, and yes, it makes me very uncomfortable. Subscribe to EV2Easy will provide you with various YouTube content and Monster Madness content to sit down and enjoy. It also massively helps the channel alongside liking the video as well. This also has an effect of making your Monster Madness gameplay even better. Plus, if you turn on the bell, you'll never miss a notification and can catch every live stream. Tim Smith Managizes makes every monster tinier, but increases their movement speed. Patrick Dugan will play a monkey sound every time you jump. Pretty whatever cheat, but yeah, you can break it by getting into a spot where you're permanently stuck. John Sheehan only works in Chapter 1 and gives you a werewolf form with effectively permanent health, except you can exit it at any time. This makes the werewolf form have 133,308 health. I'm also very glad you can exit it at any time, as playing as a werewolf is fucking miserable. Alejandro Alvarez Kablam is a cheat I can't really describe other than it looks like your average ULTRAKILL gameplay. Heather Chandler is one of few cheats that we honestly don't know the effects of. I mess around with it, but I just couldn't figure out what it does. There's a few other cheats we don't know the effects of, but thankfully those are few and far between. If you want to test this cheat and hopefully find out what it does, then please do so.
Hey, Kiri, if you want to add me, my friend.
I'm not adding you, you're weird.
Tim Sweeney, health 13, simply gives you invincibility. You'll still die if you fall into death triggers though, so it's not that kind of invincibility because we can't have too much fun here after all. Cliffy BFTW will give you a chainsaw with infinite fuel you can go crazy with. If you drop the chainsaw and pick it back up, the fuel won't be infinite and you'll just have a normal chainsaw. Morgie the Mole is one of the most well-known cheats as its effects are actually pretty neat. When activated, you'll be playing the game in a first-person perspective, fit with all the possible motion sickness and immersion you could ever want. If you switch the camera or go into an area with a forced camera angle, you'll see that your character is headless. A couple interesting things about this cheat is that this is the only cheat that I've ever seen talked about on Reddit, the only cheat I've seen posted on YouTube before 2023, and it was also used to get footage for the Unwanted Guests trailer. Gears FTW will make your shell casings from certain guns freeze midair forever. Here I tried to write EV, but thinking about writing an E, let alone a V, made me give up. Unreal Engine 3 will turn off triggers and scripting for the level. This means fests won't trigger, monsters won't spawn, objectives won't happen, alongside all invisible walls disappearing. It essentially lets you free roam the level, which is actually really cool, even if it makes a level unbeatable.
Jennifer Sweeney is a cheat that gives you infinite supercharge on your melee weapons. The perfect cheat if you want to cosplay as a tornado. Ironically, Jennifer is the worst character to use with this cheat.
Andy Gomez will increase the fire rate on most vehicles by a lot. It doesn't work on some vehicles like the buggy or UFO, but when it does work, it can lead to some shenanigans, to say the least. Kerry Rosenberg will make gravity mines never explode. Think Zarya Grav, except forever. It might do something else as well, but we don't know. Monster Hunter makes the game extremely fast. You swap guns faster, move faster, dodge faster, respawn faster, monsters move faster, hell, even Larry's faster. Almost every part of the game is sped up. If you have a bad attention span, this might be the cheat for you. Zombies Have Eaten My Neighbors is pretty much the exact opposite of Monster Hunter. Everything about the game is slower. Literally everything about the game is abysmally slow. Why you'd put yourself through this cheat, I don't know. Maybe it makes for a good challenge. John Chicanery makes every bomb you throw spawn an explosive barrel on top of you. It doesn't like boost the damage or anything, you can't shoot them to blow it up, you can just throw them, that's it. Armstrong will heavily increase the height you get on jumping. This has the benefit of letting you skip some sections without a minigun hop. Gimme Frame Rate will disable post-processing effects. The same effect can be achieved without a cheat code by typing show post-processing console. This brings it more in line with old screenshots of the game, and it's honestly a very neat effect that I actually like a lot. I wouldn't mind playing with this regularly. South Peak pushes every destructible object away from you. They don't get launched with enough momentum for a physics kill, they just run away. There Is No Cow level isn't really a cheat, but every site says it's a cheat. It's in the game files, but it doesn't actually do anything. It's a reference to an inside joke in the Diablo community where a supposed cow level doesn't actually exist. So maybe the cheat not doing anything is Jeremy playing 4D chess with us 20 years later. Who knows? T. Williker's autocam is the same as the last cheat. Despite the game director saying these cheats exist, they don't seem to do anything. Legendary gives every monster double the health, making for a much harder experience overall. This also applies to bosses, except you have to start the fight, then go to the last checkpoint and start it again to double their health properly. Reverb removes the film grain from cutscenes, though the motion blur will stay. This makes for a really gross effect, and I don't like it at all. I just don't like motion blur at all, actually. Spielberg adds the motion blur from the cutscenes into the normal gameplay. Yes, it sucks and you might get motion sick from it. Willy makes every monster explode on death, dealing damage to players and monsters nearby. Interestingly, the explosion only happens if a monster's death ragdolls them. Certain zombie death animations that don't ragdoll don't explode. I Hate Funky Cameras removes all forced camera angles from the game. This is stuff like the Demon Larry fight, Ghoul Squad fight, and Minecart. Mirror Mirror will mirror the entire game and also your controls. This cheat genuinely makes me feel like that one Bart Simpson gif every time I play with it. I'm gonna lose my fucking... Titletown makes the entire game blue and orange because the Florida Gators are a football team using blue and orange, and also the game is made in Florida. Not Quite Titletown makes the entire game red. I really couldn't explain to you why this cheat is in the game if I had 100 years to do it.
Token Inverse puts the entire game in a negative filter. This cheat isn't really that good because you can't see a fucking thing and this game fucking sucks. Why am I doing this? Why am I even doing this? I don't like this game.
Topsy Turvy flips the camera upside down. The text is right, as playing with this for more than 5 minutes can legitimately make you sick. This does make for a good challenge run if you have a vomit bag nearby though. Just don't combine this with Mirror Mirror. Street Fighter slows the game down for a few seconds whenever a monster dies by any means. The slowness doesn't stack with multi-kills thankfully. Weapon part testing draws a waypoint to every single weapon part in the level, alongside a character-colored arrow above it. It also makes the animation of picking up a weapon part play for only 1 frame, rather than a few seconds for some reason. Talk Dirty to Me is a cheat that differs based on the Xbox or PC versions of the game. On PC, it incorrectly increases the pitch of every sound in the game.
Zombies? My parents are gonna kill me!
On Xbox, it correctly lowers the pitch of every sound in the game. Because even when cheating, Monster Madness is still Monster Madness. Chipmunks has a similar problem with the previous cheat. On PC, it incorrectly lowers the pitch of every sound in the game.
Zombies? My parents are gonna kill me. Ah! They're coming through the walls!
On Xbox, it correctly increases the pitch of every sound in the game. We Are Artificial Studios gives you a permanent rocket shoes effect, increasing your movement speed. Though the visual effect ends after a short while, the actual effect lasts forever. Up the Jolt Cola doesn't seem to work on PC, but on the Xbox version, it massively speeds up the music that is currently playing. Slow things down a bit also doesn't work on the PC version, but on the Xbox version it slows the music down heavily. Derek Stroud as a monster is a cheat that I really like as its effects differ wildly on the situation. Whenever your crosshair is on a monster and you input the cheat, your player model becomes that monster. It doesn't matter what monster it is, be it a Scorpion or a Demon Larry. Don't do Demon Larry though, your game will softlock or crash. No matter the monster though, almost all of your weapons will horribly break and become unusable. The only one that reliably works is the defibrillator. Mark Ryan for the screenshots is our final cheat that we know of, and when activated it turns off all HUD elements. Crosshair, health, items, weapon switch, bubbles, all of it. And that is it! That is every cheat and its effects in Monster Madness Battle for Suburbia. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe and join the Monster Madness Discord to talk about all things Monster Madness. And here I want to say thank you to my buddy Kat for voicing the Token Inverse segment, Please Get to Plat. Thank you to Larry_Sway777 for voicing the Arion DeFazio with Flare segment. Trust me, I'll win a Zach's House 1v1 eventually. And thank you to Gaminator8524 or Super Shag for voicing the Jennifer Sweeney segment. I'll prove to you the Frankie is good one day. And finally, thank you, the viewer, for watching to the end. I'm very grateful for it, and I hope you have a great day. Bye!